Hello everybody, this is Orange Productions right over here, and today I'll be giving you a technical overview of the Nokia A08 PureView. On the top we have the earpiece, the front-facing camera at VGA resolution that only can be used for video calls, the proximity sensor, the 4-inch 640x360 AMOLED screen with Nokia's clear black technology and a polarized filter that enables better viewing in outdoor conditions. Right here we have the control strip that has the call key, home key, and the power on and off key. On the bottom we have one of the two microphones on the phone. The other microphone is located on the top here next to the micro HDMI port, which when you connect micro HDMI cable to the HDMI source, you can actually stream your content that you preload on this device onto the big screen. On the right of the HDMI port we have the micro USB as well as the headphone jack. The left side has nothing. The right side contains very tactile buttons, the volume rocker, the slide to unlock key, as well as the shutter key. On the back, we have obviously the 41 megapixel camera that made the A08 so famous, the LED flash, the xenon flash, the camera itself protected by a mechanical shutter, as well as the speaker. Very nice finish for the plastic in my honest opinion. You can remove the back panel like this, and here is the chip for NFC, and you have a BL40 battery right over here. Although I heard that most A08s came with a BV40 that is identical in size but has a higher rated voltage of 3.8 volts as compared to the 3.7 volts in this BL40, and that means that it has 1400 mAh of capacity as compared to the BL40's 1200 mAh. Removing the battery, we have access to the micro SIM card slot as well as the micro SD card slot. This micro SD card slot can support up to a maximum of 34GB technically, although I think that it's technically capable of much more since it supports the micro SD XC format, and I think it is the only Symbian phone that ever supported a micro SD XC format, to be honest. Alright, so let's turn it on. It's running Nokia Symbian Belle Future Pack 2, which was the last Symbian release ever made by Nokia and Symbian as a whole. After that, they made no more Symbian devices as they were all switching to Windows Phone. Okay, this is the home screens of the Nokia A08 PureView. You can have up to 6 home screens with a variety of widgets to choose from, much like Android. And you even have a notifications panel right here. Oops, there's a bit of lag unfortunately. Some quick toggles and activities going on. Okay, this is the search key. And this gives you options to, wait a minute, add a widget, add a shortcut, change wallpaper, add another home screen, and delete this home screen. I'll let you take a look at the widgets that they have right over here. Widgets. Microsoft apps. This phone also came with some Microsoft apps such as Microsoft Office as part of a deal with Microsoft themselves, made in the interim before Windows Phone could actually be properly launched on Nokia devices. Shareware versions of some games that came from the Symbian App Store known as OV, which has since been shut down. And if you want to still download apps on Symbian, you can do so through places like AppList and SIS Store Lite, which basically serve as archive of various Symbian applications. Or you can download Symbian SIS files from internet sources, but you have to make sure that you set the date all the way back to maybe 2014 or such. It's a bit of trial error because Symbian SIS applications, which are quite similar to Android APKs, they have a signed certificate that can only work within a certain time limit. That's the best I can describe it. So here's a few interesting apps you might be interested in. Play via radio is basically taking advantage of the Nokia 808's FM transceiver, which allows it to actually broadcast FM radio signals to anything that supports radio, which could be quite useful if say you're in a car, for instance, and you don't want to fiddle around with a 3.5mm audio jack. So this is just some usual trademark information. Oh well, there's a lot of lag on this phone, unfortunately. Car mode. Start car mode. Well, basically just a very big, just as the name, exactly what it says on the tin. The store no longer works, obviously. Mail no, also, but maps. As long as you have saved a copy of map data from many years ago, it can still work. For instance, and it can still use for some basic navigation and it still has a database of things like, say, food, for instance. Forgot. This is a preloaded database. I don't think this map has been updated for many years, so the information is not really up to date. But I think there's a place where you can actually continue to download information from another source. I'll link to that in the description below if I can find it for you. Big screen, DLNA Play, which I mentioned earlier, works in conjunction with the HDMI port. YouTube, which is just a shortcut to the internet browsers, YouTube, and it no longer works, unfortunately. NFC tutorials. Since NFC was still a relatively new thing at that time, the Microsoft apps I was talking about earlier, most of them no longer really work anyway. So without further ado, let's take a look at the default wallpapers that came with this phone. Oh. Okay. Sorry for the delay, it seems. So many samples I took. All these wallpapers are of the 640x640 resolution, optimized for this phone's 640x360 resolution natively. And by the way, if you are using this phone to access the internet, I recommend you that you download Opera Mini from the Opera website itself. The default browser is not very good by any means. Oh, by the way, these are sample shots supposedly taken from the Nokia 808 PureView itself to give you an idea of how PureView works, like this. 38 megapixels, its highest resolution, and how you can zoom in to get details without too much pixelation or noise, for instance. Okay. Of course, these were probably taken with the help of professional photographers, so your results may vary. Well. Next, let's take a look at the ringtones. But first, we'll have a look at a bit more about the software information on this phone. Oh, here, as you can see right here, this phone is running the last version of Nokia Symbian, Nokia Bell Feature Pack 2. For some reason, they dropped the word Symbian for this. Oh, this also supports Adobe Flash, by the way. Okay, so last but not least, let's take a look at the ringtones. But for this phone, we have language, English, Indonesia, Malay, and Chinese, as this was intended probably for the markets of Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. Alright, next, let's take a look at the ringtones on the Nokia 808 PureView. Okay, so this concludes my tour of the Nokia L8 PureView. This is Orange Productions, and if you do like this video, do remember to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to catch up on all my latest videos. Thank you, and I'll see you soon on the next video.